there. Let's keep your week rolling just right. The right mix of news and conversations. Whether you're catching us online or on TV. Hop on, join the chat. I'm Paolo de Rosario.
Hello there, beautiful people. I'm Asis-Carilo. Here's your daily dose of deep dives and good vibes. Welcome to
Beautiful day. So yesterday was a day full of news, statements, quotable quotes, and now little memes online. And that is the type of day we are running into on a Tuesday.
Yesterday, we had a shakeup, a cabinet
Yes,
shakeup.
sir.
And later on, we'll be talking more about that. The INC has ended their supposed 3-day rally last night. So from 3 days, 2 days na lang siya kasi pagod na raw yung mga members and gusto na rin magpahinga. Of course, they were there. Some were there overnight. May mga tents sila, right, and everything. So the supposed 3-day rally has ended. We'll talk more about that later on for our headlines. But we are promising you guys a jam-packed show as always. We got a beauty queen joining us later. But
yes, we
first,
do.
of course, for Weather HQ, you will be talking about Mount Banahaw.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about Mount Banahaw and actually how a wind energy project na alam naman natin that when we talk about wind energy, we talk about clean energy, but this could actually have a negative impact sa environment and sa LGU. So we're going to hear from the LGU itself to try and figure out kung ano ba ang issues dito when it comes to Mount Banahaw and of course yung wind energy that is being proposed to be there. And of course, apart from that, you mentioned a beauty queen. Later on, we're going to have, of course, none other than si Joy Barcoma coming on in the show. We were supposed to have her, I believe, last week or a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
Unfortunately, she was sick then. But right now, she's all better and we cannot wait to hang out.
I love her title, Humorous Miss Earth Queen.
Yes, sir.
So we'll be having a lot of laughs later on. And I love how we're always ending the show with a lot of love. Love hacks happening later. Your favorite edition of the segment, the question and answer portion, will be happening later with Coach V. So as early as now, you can start sending your questions, love questions, whatever kind of love question. Pwedeng
Yung mga-
heartbreak, pwedeng
Yung mga audacious na love questions.
audacious. Oh, the more audacious, the better.
Yes, of course.
Send them our way. We are live on YouTube and Facebook, BNC PHL. You can like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we are also doing shout-outs. So if you guys want to say hi to us, we can say hi to you wherever you are watching us from in the world.
Yes, if you're from Arizona
Arizona, like
wherever
Miss
else
Paul.
around
Hi,
the
Miss Paul.
world.
Miss Paul might be watching, so good morning,
Yes,
Miss
I
Paul.
hope she is actually. But of course, we have a jam-packed show like we mentioned a while ago. And just to really connect to what you were saying a while ago about yung INC rally, when I was driving on the way here, nakita ko na nandun pa rin yung police presence kahit wala na yung rally.
Are you talking about EDSA?
Yes, along
Okay.
EDSA. So we're actually, I think we're gonna see that later on as we go and see what's happening along EDSA. But for now, and let's take the show on the road.
Yes, let's first check the situation in major thoroughfares at this hour. Here is a look at EDSA Orense in Makati. On the left side of your screens, those are the vehicles heading to Pasay City, already looking busy. If you're heading southbound, we got moderate to heavy traffic already building up on that stretch. Opposite lane, no problem yet. On the right side of your screens are vehicles heading to Shaw Boulevard, light traffic on that area. Now this time, let us take a look at what's happening along EDSA Quezon Avenue flyover. On the left side of your screens, those are the vehicles heading to Quiapo. We got moderate to heavy traffic already building up on that lane. Opposite side, I'm seeing the same situation there. Right side of your screens are vehicles heading to Quezon Memorial Circle, moderate to heavy traffic there as well. Now, heads up to motorists, the expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in full swing. It's a Tuesday, so vehicles with license plates ending in 3 and 4 should be off the road right about now until 10 a.m. and again later from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now, here's our fuel price update for the week. Oil firms have announced a steep increase in the prices of gasoline and diesel, which will both be going up by 1 peso and 20 centavos per liter, while kerosene prices remain unchanged. Local sources say weekly price hikes are expected to continue as refineries undergo scheduled maintenance. What will the weather be like this Tuesday? Let's go find out from Paolo as he gives us today's forecast from Weather HQ. Take it away, Pao.
Thank you so much, Anne. Let's take a look at the local weather, where there are 4 weather systems that are currently shaping our conditions across the country. Let's start off first with the northern part of the country, where the northeast monsoon is bringing cooler winds to the extreme northern part of Luzon. Now, there's also a shear line right about here that is also forming over northern Luzon as warm and cold air meet. The easterlies will continue to push warm and moist air towards most of the country. And of course, down south, we have the ITCZ still affecting the southern part of Mindanao. So let's start off first with the north part of the country. Let's go to northern Luzon. The northeast monsoon will continue to bring cloudy skies with light rains over Batanes and the Ilocos Norte region. Meanwhile, the shear line will keep Cagayan and Isabela and Apayao as well under cloudy skies with scattered rains and isolated thunderstorms, as you can see here. Basco will have a low of 23, as well as the Babuyan Islands. Kabuga will have a low of 22 degrees as well. So really cool over here, affected by the northeast monsoon. Let's go down south here. We're moving down to the eastern side of central and southern Luzon, including Aurora, Quezon, and the Bicol region. The easterlies will continue to bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms all throughout the day. As you can see here, you're going to have highs of 31 degrees over in Legazpi and a high here of 34 degrees over in Mindoro. Over in Metro Manila, 31 degrees Celsius and 27 degrees being the low. For the rest of Luzon, including Metro Manila, as well as most of the Visayas, you can expect partly cloudy skies with the isolated rain showers commonly in the afternoon or in the evening. Now, further down south, the ITCZ will continue to bring the cloudy skies and scattered thunderstorms to Baram and Soxargen, while the rest of Mindanao can look forward to relatively fair weather conditions. Now, only a small chance of passing rain in these areas. Zamboanga having a high of 33 degrees, the hottest in the entire area, as well as Davao with 33 degrees Celsius as well. Now, let's take a look at our sea conditions, where a gale warning is in effect. Now, this is along the northern seaboard of northern Luzon. This is particularly true in the coastal waters of the Batanes and the Babuyan Islands. Now, due to the strong to gale force winds from the northeast monsoon, rough to very rough seas are expected, with waves reaching up to 4.5 meters. Again, this is in the northern part of the country, particularly in Batanes and the Babuyan Islands. Now, for your safety, fisher folk and small sea craft are strictly not allowed to venture out to sea in these areas. Now, meanwhile, for the rest of the country, there is no gale warning in effect, and seas will be light to moderate, generally safe for marine activities. Now, that is it for Weather HQ at the moment, and back to you.
Thank you, Pao. Now on to our top stories this morning. A desperate move. That is how Palace Press Officer Claire Castro calls Senator Amy Marcos's claims that President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. uses drugs.
This is definitely a desperate move. Ang pinag-uusapan sa peaceful rally ay patungkol sa di umanong korupsyon. Ano ang dahilan ni Senator Amy para ang sarili niyang kapatid ay siraan niya? Alam naman natin na nagkaroon na ng drug test nung pangbago mangampanya ang ating Pangulo. Gusto ko pong ipakita sa inyo para po maalala niyo muli. Ito po, November 25, 2021, nang may mga pagbintangan gumagamit di umano ng droga. Mismo, at that time, hindi pa po Pangulo, si Pangulong Marcos Jr. Siya mismo ang nagboluntaryo para magpa-drug test.
The presidential sister on Monday evening made allegations before some 600,000 crowd that the Marcos family had known about PBBM's drug history all along. She also added that the First Lady is supposedly in on it too. Castro questioned Senator Amy's motive in accusing the president during the anti-corruption rally. She said it is possible the senator is afraid the corruption probe could hit her allies. Now, in response to these strong allegations from Senator Amy Marcos, the son of PBBM, House Majority Leader Ferdinand A. Marcos has released his own statement on this, and I believe we will be flashing that on screen. So he says that he acknowledges and he respects the role that his aunt, Senator Amy Marcos, played in the early part of his public life, and that respect remains, which is why this will be the first and last time that he will be speaking on this matter. He says that he is pained to see how she has gone to the point that she resorts to a web of lies aimed at destabilizing this government to advance her own political ambitions. And at the very end of this statement, he says, hindi ito asal ng isang tunay na kapatid.
So the key highlights here from the statement actually is the denial, of course, sa lahat po ng binanggit ni Senadora, walang basehan, walang katotohanan, at walang magandang idudulot sa bayan. And of course, also says that this is also the same viewpoint that his cousin, si Borgie, Vice Governor Matthew, and Attorney Michael Olmonotox can attest to that these allegations that insinuated against himself, itong si Representative Sandro Marcos,
They are
are
all
false. And of course, they also believed and felt that what was happening between their parents would not let themselves to be dragged in. Pero minsan, when we are in a situation wherein it becomes a family matter, it becomes a bit difficult. Of course, this has been no secret that Senator Amy has been critical of President Bongbong Marcos and Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and of course the First Lady herself. So, is it a surprise? I don't believe so. The accusations are as damning as they are also subject to scrutiny as well. So we will see how this develops.
You know, it's not just the accusations, but also the platform where these statements were made. You know, there were already questions when Zaldico's video came out. They were already questioning the political timing of all of this, with the INC rally happening and Zaldico's video coming out a day before the rally, and part 2 and part 3 coming out during the time that they were having this rally. And now the rally at Carino Grandstand was used for these particular politicians to air their grievances, air out these accusations. Senator Marcoleta also appeared on stage there at the rally, and now Senator Amy Marcos with this happening. So it's not just the allegations that are being thrown, but also yung timing at saka yung plataforma na ginamit itong supposedly anti-corruption rally at hindi siya oust Marcos rally. So it's an anti-corruption rally mainly focusing on the corruption, pero parang nagamit siya for a political agenda.
Well, they have a chance to do that again in a couple of days, actually. So let's see kung magko-continue nga yan o hindi. Because at the end of the day, the rallies will always have an opinion on whether or not the admin is doing their job or has to be changed. People would argue that majority of the positions anyway need to be replaced. But speaking of that, we have another shakeup in the executive cabinet as the two highest positions are vacated.
President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. has formally accepted the resignations of Executive Secretary Lucas P. Bersamin and Department of Budget and Management Secretary Amena Pangandaman. Both officials respectfully offered and tendered their resignations out of delicadeza after their departments were mentioned in allegations related to the flood control anomaly currently under investigation, and in recognition of the responsibility to allow the administration to address the matter appropriately.
Aside from the resignations of Lucas Bersamin as Executive Secretary and Amena Pangandaman as Secretary of Budget and Management, USEC Adrian Bersamin of the Presidential Legislative Liaison Office has also resigned. Now taking the place of Executive Secretary is Finance Secretary Ralph Arecto, while Undersecretary Rolando Toledo will be the new Secretary of Budget and Management. Currently, there is no word on a replacement for the late Chief Presidential Legal Counsel Juan Ponce Enrique.
Now, Malacanang is still not off the hook despite the changes in cabinet. On Bilyonaryo News Channel's On Point, Akbayan Party List Representative Percy Sandanya says the impact of the shakeup on the campaign for transparency and accountability remains unclear. As the palace has yet to fully address the allegations made by resigned Congressman Zaldi Co earlier implicated President Bongbong Marcos in the flood control scandal.
We hope that in the end, kung ano man yung maging direction nitong efforts of Malacanang will lead to greater accountability. But at the same time, hindi ito pwedeng maging hugas kamay lamang at smokescreen for the President and Malacanang to make the necessary explanations to the public regarding the allegations of former Representative Zaldi Co. Nag-resign o tinanggal sa pwesto. So we have yet to hear that from the palace. Ano yung dahilan?
So this cabinet shakeup, there were talks already na mapapalitan si Lucas Bersamin. And then yesterday, yun nga, nangyari na nga. And they were actually interviewed and then Sir Lucas Bersamin was saying na let's just wait for the announcement to be made when he was asked by the reporters kung mapapalitan nga siya. And yesterday that all happened. He has resigned already together with Amena Pangandaman, of course, the DBM secretary, and another relative of Lucas Bersamin.
Si Adrian Bersamin, the
yes.
USEC of the Presidential Legislative Liaison Office.
Kasi nadawit sila dun sa ibang allegations ni Zaldi Co, and I guess this move is a respectable one, and kumbaga parang expected na mag-resign talaga sila because they were involved in this and everything happened under their watch. Pero the question is, makakasama pa rin ba sila sa investigation? And from the reports last night, the answer is yes. Kahit civilians na sila ngayon, private citizens, whether they're government employees, pagka the evidence leads to that, yun ang susundin ng investigation on these corruption cases.
Well, again, as per the statement of Press Secretary Castro, it was quote-unquote out of delicadeza, yung resignations.
Yes.
And of course, you're right, there will be no immunity given porket resign sila. And of course, if we take a look at the flood control investigations, we're even calling in former senators, former employees of
Yes.
certain departments. So yeah, for those wondering, are they going to get away scot-free if ever they are implicated? I don't believe so. At the same time as well, just back to that story from Akbayan, still not off the hook despite changes in cabinet talking about Malacanang. There is also the concept of command responsibility that no matter what happens, it will all boil down to Malacanang having to at least address the issues as well. Now, speaking of the rallies that we saw, the Iglesia Ni Cristo anti-corruption rally at the Carino Grandstand ended yesterday. This according to INC spokesperson Edwil Zabala. Now, originally scheduled for November 16 to 18, Zabala said that the rally did not need to reach 3 days to register the INC's call for transparency and accountability in the government, with more than 600,000 participants calling out the supposed, quote, selective investigation, end of quote, of the flood control scandal. Meanwhile, during the United People's Initiative rally at the People Power Monument, Cavite Representative Kiko Barzaga called for the resignation of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., as well as the withdrawal of all support. This after the statement of former Congressman Zaldi Co heavily implicating the president in the flood control scandal. So for those wondering about what the whole rally was about, yes, the call was for transparency and accountability in the
Yes.
government. But of course, there was also special emphasis on what they called, quote, selective investigation. So for those wondering, bakit ba may mga political statements from certain figures, of course, we saw Senator Amy Marcos, we saw Senator Rodante Marcoleta, and those who, and even playing the allegations, and we have to emphasize that they are allegations of Representative Zaldi Co. So when we look at that particular point of view, kapag sinabi nila selective investigation, medyo naintindihan mo kung bakit
Oo,
nagpalabas
it's true.
ng opinion and of course ang allegations yung mga iba't ibang miyembro ng ating legislatura that felt that they needed to point out what they felt was a blind spot na sa investigations na nakita natin.
Kasi we can see this actually happening na unang-una ang bagal. The progress sa pag-imbestiga, pag-file ng cases, ang bagal. And also, everything has been selected. Actually, simula pa nung after nung SONA when the president came out with this list of top 15 contractors that have been benefiting from DPWH projects. Parang kung iisipin mo, selected din siya. It was selected by the president.
No,
So
top 15 kasi naman eh. Medyo naintindihan mo naman kung bakit
yeah, but
selected sila.
when we were talking with some political analysts over the weekend, makikita mo na everything nga was kumbaga parang selected ni Pangulong Marcos. But this INC, the one in Quirino Grandstand, talagang hindi sila anti-administration or anti-government, and nilinaw din nila na they are not there to destabilize the government. They just want to highlight this anti-corruption and yung mga corruption cases na sana mapabilis na. Actually, medyo dinistansa nga nila yung sarili nila from the group that was there sa People Power Monument, sa EDSA, because nandoon yung medyo pro-Duterte groups, yung UPI na calling for Marcos to be ousted or Marcos to resign. So parang hiniwalay nila, dinistansya nila yung grupo nila from that one. So there, malalaman natin. You know what? One thing, let me just point a good point that we learned from one of our political analysts nung weekend. They are saying na maganda ngayon na maglabas ng public address si President Marcos to address this and not through the spokespersons. Kasi pwedeng maimpluwensyahan yung perception ng public through the spokespersons. Syempre with sometimes yung the demeanor, yung pagkasalita nila. So I think it's high time that the President address this issue himself. Diba, these allegations. So I don't know if the President is watching. Mr. Marcos, so we would love to hear from you. Sabi niya kasi he will not dignify this with an answer, but people are saying that it's about time that the President address this himself. And that's our headlines for today. Now it's time for tea. Oh, this one, mainit din to. Actress Ellen Adarna is exposing receipts on her Instagram stories of what she describes as husband Derek Ramsey's alleged cheating. Adarna posted screenshots of a supposed conversation between an unnamed girl and Ramsey 9 days after the two made it official back in 2021. The actress wrote, "Nanahimik ka na lang sana because I've got receipts. This is just the beginning." Adarna said she found out about the issue 3 weeks ago and that she feels validated about her hunches after being gaslighted.
Grabe, yung story na to.
Binasa ko nga yung mga text, hindi ko magets. Parang, what is this all about? Sino ba yung kausap?
Can I just say, yung mga marites out there, kamusta naman yung lunch nyo kahapon? Diba? Grabe yung ulam na binigay ni Ellen Adarna. And of course, all I can say...
But apparently, yun nga, this happened nung hindi pa sila married, but they were already in a relationship.
They were dating,
already.
This,
so, ang sinabi niya is, if that happened during the time na dating pa lang sila, then what more now? Diba?
Yes, but at the same time, you know, for me, why now? 2021 yung issue. They already were supposedly separated and linabas to all of a sudden.
Kasi I think she already had hunches. You know, mga babae.
No. Yeah, I mean like the hunches, I understand.
Yeah.
But then, why make it public now when you're already separated?
I'm curious, paano ba niya nakita yung mga text?
Oh, yun din. That's
I
really
mean,
fun.
how did it get to Ellen Adarna?
Yeah.
Diba? Nakuha ba niya sa phone ni Derek? Or,
Alam mo,
I don't
you know what we can do? We can ask Coach V about this later on. All right? But we have to move on because the audacity
I-guess
of
natin
the
si-
messages. Oh my
I-guess
God.
natin si Ellen. Ellen, if you're watching, you're free to guest on our show and explain mo nga, paano mo nga nalaman itong mga texts na to?
Or Derek, you can come on. Right?
Pwede rin
You can
si
come on
Derek,
also.
right?
O, sabay na lang kayo.
Okay, our next cup of tea. Disney just announced the live-action adaptation of Moana. Originally released in 2016, the Oscar-nominated film returns to the big screen with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson reprising his role as Maui and Catherine Lagaaya making her Hollywood debut as Moana. Disney fans of all ages can catch the film in July of next year.
Moana. Make way, make way.
And that is our tea for today.
Of course, we have a lot to talk about. When we return, I'll speak with the Lucban Municipal Councilor Mike F. Borines about the controversy surrounding the proposed windmill project in Mount Panahaw and why the LGU is standing firm to protect the environment.
Plus, our horoscope of the day with Master Hans Kua. So don't go away. Beautiful day. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. You're still watching Beautiful Day. This is Weather HQ. Now, Mount Panahaw is one of the most important natural landmarks in the Quezon province. Rich in biodiversity, home to vital watershed areas, and deeply rooted in cultural and spiritual significance. Recently, a proposed windmill project has raised concerns amongst government groups, or rather environmental groups, local residents, and the local government of Lucban. Now, despite potential economic benefits from the LGU, for the LGU stands firm that any development must not compromise the ecological balance and the safety of communities that depend on Mount Panahaw. Joining us this morning is Lucban Municipal Councilor Mike F. Borines, the Chair of the Committee on Environment and Natural Resources Protection and Human Ecology. Magandang umaga, Councilor Borines, and welcome to Beautiful Day.
Isang mapagpalayang at makalikasang araw po sa inyong lahat at lahat po ng sumusubaybay sa inyong programa.
Councilor, pag-usapan muna natin yung proseso po of this windmill project or yung proposed windmill project na to and how it was brought to the attention of the LGU. Nung narinig nyo po yung proposal nito, ano po yung mga initial reactions po ninyo?
So yun po, bilang nasa Committee on Environment po, unang-una po, noon po, bago pa man po makarating sa Sangguniang Bayan, yung liham mula po sa liham na resolusyon ng Barangay Tinamnan, nakabalita na po tayo na mayroong kumpanyang nagbabalak na pumasok sa Lucban regarding dito sa windmill. At ito po ay walang formal communication with us. So nagulat na lang po kami nitong last week ng October nang matanggap namin itong CP po ng katitikan ng Barangay Tinamnan.
Now, sa recent committee hearing na to po, there were concerns, major concerns identified regarding the resolution from Barangay Tinamnan, of course, supporting yung proyektong ito. And when we take a look at yung mga concerns na identify, ano po masasabi natin na talagang yung mga biggest issues that have been raised, especially with si Barangay Tinamnan supporting yung exploration na to?
Actually, sir, yung Barangay Tinamnan po ay mayroon siyang area na sakop ng timberland at ng buffer zone saka agricultural land po yung most of the area ng barangay. Kung amin pong tinanong po natin ang ating Municipal Development Council na si officer na si Ma'am Det Orihuela po, tinanong natin siya, Ma'am Det, ito bang Barangay Tinamnan ay mayroong lugar para sa windmill at nabanggit po niya na ayon sa sa aming comprehensive land use plan ay wala po kami o hindi para ang di alokban para sa mga ganitong renewable energy dahil po ang aming topography rin po kung mababatid po ninyo ay hindi po siya tulad ng Kapantayan na mayroon ng ibang bayan. Bagamat mataas po ang aming lugar ay nakikita po namin na magkakaroon po ito ng malaking epekto sa aming environment.
And just to clarify po, di ba, yung especially with yung resolution from Barangay Tinamnan, hindi po ito approval ng proyekto mismo but rather barangay resolution. Tama po ba?
Yes po. Hindi po. Yung nangyari pong committee hearing ay para po siya sa ating mabuti po yung ginawang resolusyon ng Barangay Tinamnan.
And just to clarify also, yung area on the mountain sa Mount Banahaw, protected siya ng Republic Act 9847 or yung Mount Banahaw San Cristobal Protected Landscape Act of 2009. Kapag pinag-usapan natin yung RA na to po, do you feel that actually dapat protected yung area po ninyo from renewable energy?
Yes po, tama po. There will be no development po. Especially po, kung meron po kasi kaming map na pinakita namin during the committee hearing kung saan yung Barangay Tinamnan po ay mayroon po kasi kaming 2.2 kilometers from the protected area hanggang doon po sa lalaylayang bahagi ng Mount Banahaw bilang extra layer of protection po sa Mount Banahaw.
Councilor, kapag pinag-uusapan natin yung wind energy, sinasabi natin na renewable energy naman siya or it is clean energy. Kapag pinag-usapan natin yung environmental impact on Mount Banahaw itself, just how much of an issue will this actually cause yung biodiversity sa location and of course the ecology? How would yung mga wind farm na ito actually affect the area sa Mount Banahaw?
Gaya nga po na nabanggit ni Dr. Francisco Beltran ng Southern Luzon State University Forest Conservation and Protection Unit, malaki po magiging epekto nito sapagkat sa ngayon po ay mayroon pong gumugulong na pag-aaral ang Philippine Eagle Foundation po at ang SLSU para po sa reintroduction ng Philippine Eagle sa Mount Banahaw. So kung hahayaan po natin mag-explore itong mga kumpanya na gusto magtayo ng windmill, maaari pong makompromiso at hindi matuloy po yung ating mga binabalak na reintroduction po ng Philippine Eagle. Dagdag pa po nito ay marami din po tayong endemic species na mga buhay ilang na maaaring maapektuhan nitong tinatawag nating pag sila ay nagtatayo na ng windmill dahil po kinakailangan kasi nito ng malalawak o malalapad na daanan at kung saan yung location na pagtatayo nito. Dagdag din po nito yung magiging epekto ng mismong windmill kapag ito ay naitayo na, yung vibration na may kinakos ng pag-ikot ng malaking LSC nito na maaaring humigop sa maliliit na buhay ilang nating lumilipad sa ere.
Councilor, yung stand po ng committee ninyo is walang lugar ang windmill sa bayan ng Lukban. And of course, marami pong pag-aaral na na-mention nyo po. When we take a look at lahat ng mga cost benefits and of course yung mga potential environmental impact, gaano kadali was yung formation ng statement na to from the committee considering yun nga, walang lugar ang windmill sa bayan ng Lukban. Napakalakas ng statement na to.
Yes po, sir. Dahil base nga nang nabanggit sa mga department heads natin ng Culinary Water Works System, ng Engineering, ng MPDC at ng Menro, at talagang kinolekta po namin yung mga maaaring makaapekto. Kung ano ba, mas malaki ba ang advantage ito o mas malaki ang disadvantage. Kung saan nabanggit nga po ni Engineer Presi Villalon na itong lugar na binigay ng Department of Energy sa ating proponent na magtatayo ng windmill ay hindi talaga siya fit po para magtayo ng windmill. Kasi most of the area po na nilagyan nila ng parang pwedeng magtayo ng windmill ay napapalooban nito ang agricultural land, agro-industrial, yung buffer zone namin at timberland at yung forest land. Hindi po kami handa na i-risk ang welfare ng aming mga kababayan at ng aming kalikasan lang para lang lumaki ang income ng aming bayan. Mas gugustuhin po namin na pangalagaan at manatili ang tinatawag naming kahalagahan o kagandahan ng aming kalikasan. That's because this past few years po, nagdaan na malalaki sa bagyo, hindi po kami nakaranas ng pagbaha at di rin po kami nakaranas sa matinding epekto ng mga dumadaang bagyo. Kaya ganun po namin kamahal at ganun po kami ka-firm para tumindig na protektahan po ang aming kalikasan.
Councilor, you mentioned, of course, trying to prioritize yung livelihood ng tao doon sa Lukban, especially trying to protect yung agricultural land and so on. Ano yung reaction po ng community based on the proposed project? Because I'm sure may mga sentiments po sila.
Napakalakas po ng panawagan ng aming taong bayan na tutol sila dito sa windmill. Dahil takot nga pong mangyari sa aming bayan, yun ang nangyayari ngayon sa iba't ibang lugar na bumabaha dulot ng mga development sa mas mataas na lugar. Kaya po, buti na lang may social media tayo, mas pinadali nating malaman kung ano yung hinaing o yung panig ng ating mga kababayan.
Councilor, just to be clear po, hindi naman kayo against yung green energy, pero yung location ng kung saan nilalagay yung mga windmills, yan yung pinakamalaking issue po ninyo sa Lukban. Tama po ba?
Yes, sir. Gaya po nung ako'y nasa sektor ng environment, ako po ay naniniwala na napakalaking bagay ng renewable energy. Ngunit, ang lubayan ng Lukban po ay hindi fit para pagtayuan ng renewable energy.
Councilor, looking ahead, ano yung mga long-term environmental priorities ng Lukban, especially when it comes to preserving yung Mount Banahaw and of course, looking at the reintroduction of the Philippine Eagle and of course, yung natural heritage po ng town ninyo. Alam ko napaka-importante para sa inyo.
So yun po, ngayon po, tatapusin namin bukas yung last na committee hearing dahil papatawag pa namin yung 4 na barangay na natitirang nagbigay ng resolusyon. Magagawa din po kami ng resolusyon o ng ordinansa para mas pagtibayan ng paninindigan ng Lukban na hindi kami para sa pagtatayo ng renewable energy dito sa aming bayan. At the same time po, nitong kahapon lang sa aming sesyon, nagpasa po ng panukalang ordinansa ng aming kasamahan sa Sangguniang Bayan, si Consehal Pio Jr. Limpo, ng ordinansa nagbabawal ng pagtatayo ng windmill sa aming bayan. Pangalawa po, meron din po siyang ipinananukalang ordinansa na kung saan bawal mag-akyat o magpasok ng malalaking bulldozer o malalaking makinaryang maaaring magkaroon ng earth moving sa bahagi po ng Mount Banahaw o sa laylayang bahagi po ng Mount Banahaw bilang pagpoprotekta po sa aming kalikasan at sa maaaring mga illegal na nagbabalak na magkaroon ng development within the vicinity of Mount Banahaw.
Siya po ang Chair of the Committee on Environment and Natural Resources Protection and Human Ecology, Lukban Municipal Councilor Mike F. Borines. Maraming salamat po. Thank you so much for sharing your insights.
Maraming salamat din po sa mapagpala at makalikasang araw sa inyong lahat.
Well, that's it for Weather HQ at the moment. And back to you.
Thank you, Paolo. Now it's time for us to find out what the stars have in store for us today. Let's hear it from our resident energizer and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! Beautiful day with me, Bilyonaryo Master Hans. Kung ito po, ang araw-araw na inaabangang horoscope of the day ngayong araw ng Tuesday, November 18. Simulan natin sa mga pinanganak ng Year of the Rat. Pakinggan muna bago mag-react. May mga bagay na hindi dapat malinaw. Hindi agad nagrereklamo. Linawin ang relasyon. Yellow at 3. Punta naman tayo kay Year of the Ox. Panahon na para planuhin ang pangregalo para sa Pasko habang may budget ka pa. Green at 5. Oh, tiger na tayo. Kumain tayo ng maraming prutas, lalo na yung matataas, ang vitamin C, blue at 8. Rabbit naman tayo, ang simple idea mo ay maaaring palakpakan ang buong team dyan. White at 6. Kay Drago naman tayo, ang dating tampuhan ay posibleng maging dahilan ng muling pagkakalapit nyo. Red at 2. Kay Snake naman tayo, huwag hayaang maubos ang energy mo sa drama ng iba. Pumapansinin yun. Purple at 9. Ito naman, Care of the Horsey, iwasan ang pagbili ng mga luxury item kung may mas importante na dapat unahin. Gold at 7. Kay Sheep naman tayo, magandang energy para sa solo na trabaho. Mas marami kang matatapos nang walang istorbo. Beige at 1. Kay Monkey naman tayo, may darating na offer na may hidden charges. Basahin ang mga fine print. Brown at 6. Kay Rooster naman tayo, magandang araw para sa deep breathing o mga light na yoga. Silver at 4. Kay Dog naman tayo may dating malamig na, muling magiging malapit pa. Pero dahan-dahan mo lang ito. Red at 9. Kay Pig naman tayo may parating na bonus, rebate, or mga refund. Gamitin ito sa tamang bilihin. Green at 3. Paalala lang, ito po'y patnubay lamang dahil ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo mo. Araw-araw na abangan ang horoscope of the day dito lang po sa Beautiful Day with me, Master Hans Kua.
Thank you as always, Master Hans Kua. Medyo ano lang yung energy ni Master Hans today. No?
Sakto
yung
lang.
Saktong energy lang.
Oo.
Yeah.
Well,
Even yung horsey niya, horsey. O, di ba?
Yeah,
Hindi
and in
masyado.
other words, Master Hans, very critical si Ann sa'yo today.
Hindi
Oo, kasi wala ka daw
Napapansin ko lang,
energy.
napapansin ko na pag naka-yellow siya, yun yung up yung energy niya. Pag light blue, sakto lang.
Sakto
So it
lang.
depends on the color, I guess, of what he's
Yes.
wearing. But anyway, huwag ka raw bibili ng luxury items.
Sige, bilan nyo na lang ng luxury items. Mas madali po yun, di ba? So, at least tama po yung horoscope
Or
ko, if
luxury
ever.
brands can sponsor us, di ba?
Oh, pwede rin naman.
Pwede
Of
rin.
course, we have a lot to talk about there. And right now, I believe there are a few people on social media who are making themselves heard.
As always, Chiquito is counting the days till Christmas. Actually, maraming nagre-react dun sa
Yeah.
headlines natin kanina, chiming in on our conversation kanina. Evelyn Ramirez is there, Hong Bao, Brian Cho also joining us on YouTube and on Facebook. I actually checked Facebook. Ang taas na ng ang taas na ng number nung nanonood live.
Good.
Yeah.
Dapat lang. Come join us, all right?
So,
join us
it
every
makes me
day.
happy.
So we'll
It
move
makes me
on right
happy.
now. We'll move
Yes.
on right now because we're also excited to see our next guest. Because up next, we catch up with this literal bundle of joy, or as people call her, the quote, a joy to the earth. And quote, humorous Miss Earth Queen, Joy Barcoma, after the break. Don't miss it. Beautiful Day will be right back. Welcome back to Watching Beautiful Day. Our next guest today is one of the most interesting beauty queens to have come out of Philippine pageantry. She won the hearts on social media for her genuine encounters with fans and her down-to-earth personality. This Gen Z queen is a youth leader, an activist, a self-love ambassador, and hailed the humorous Miss Earth Queen. We get to know Miss Philippines Earth 2025, Joy Barcoma, in the Hangout. Beautiful day, Joy. Thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you very much for having me. Good morning, Bilyonaryo. Good morning to all our viewers.
All right, Joy. So first off, we just want to make sure, how are you doing? Because last time we were supposed to have you on, you
Yeah.
begged off because you were sick, which is completely fine. And right now, if I'm not mistaken, you're still a bit under the weather. How have you been?
Yes, I'm still under the weather. I'm recuperating, I'm recovering, but I'm feeling very great. I'm so excited to have this interview with you. Thank you for having me.
No worries. And you know what? A lot of people are, we need to talk to you because so many people are upset for you. Especially with what happened because they say that you were, quote, robbed, that you had the best Q&A answer. I mean, what was your reaction? There's so many people coming out to defend you, fight for you, advocate for you. Just what did that leave with you or in you, especially seeing their reactions online, thinking that, hey, you know what, you should have ended up on top?
Well, the first impression is I'm so happy. I'm so grateful for the support I'm getting from the Filipino people. It's still surreal for me to have that kind of support from our fellow countrymen. And I'm just so happy that I got that kind of reaction, that kind of support from them. But what I'm telling them is that it's okay. We're top 8. We're still a finalist. We're still a runner-up for Miss Earth. It's still a big feat for the Philippines. And I'm just so happy that I got into that competition. I was so happy to be able to showcase myself in that competition, to be unapologetically me. And actually, no harsh feelings, no hard feelings against the organizations or the judges or even the winners. I'm so happy for everybody. But more than anything else, I'm just so happy for the support and the love that I'm getting. So maraming salamat. If they think that I deserve to be in top 4, well, I'm just so grateful. I can't help but to feel grateful for that.
Oh, you do deserve it. And I love what you said, that you were unapologetically you, diba? Your authentic self. Now, Joy, some people are questioning your use of airtime to speak up about local social issues. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I've always been an advocate for the people. I've always been an advocate for the earth. And so I'm very firm on my stand when it comes to using any platform, any time that I can get, and any opportunity that it can get, I can like lay my hands on. I'm gonna use that to always rally for good causes. I'm gonna use that to advocate for the things that I believe in. And so I stand firm that I have used my airtime wisely, because we don't know. Even if I don't say anything before the Q&A, we don't know what the future holds. I don't know if I'm going to be part of the top 4 after that. So I think it's just the right time for me to speak about the people in Cebu. I actually had one regret though. I wasn't able to mention about the people in Palawan, in Negros, and other parts of the Philippines that were badly affected by the typhoon. That's the only regret I had. But other than that, I'm just so happy about the performance that I was able to showcase to everybody.
You see, this is why you consider yourself Miss Earth Airtime 2025, diba?
I kind of lived up to the title. So.
Oo nga eh. No, you know, a lot of people love your wit, love your honesty, and of course, the joy to the earth has been one of the best ones of it. And what I love about it is that it feels like you're so used to the medium. Again, you're a broadcast graduate. You've worked with PR in terms of the President Communication Office. You also work a bit in government. In fact, you're a consultant on a break right now from Bacoor. I mean, when you take a look at all this communication, all of this knowing just what to say, has it always been part of your personality, knowing that you actually worked around communications and know what to say?
Well, I feel like the trajectory of my life really led me to being in like the limelight, because in college I was in communications, and I did my internship under like a TV channel. I did all my jobs under like modeling contracts, basically under public scrutiny all the time. So I feel like I have always been destined to do things like this. And the funny thing is, I had my ikigai for years now, and it says that all the things boils down to one thing, and that is becoming like a public personality. And I think that's what I've become. So I'm just so happy to be that.
Speaking of public personality, we have so many people already on our socials, both on Facebook and on YouTube, saying hi to you and saying, Jusa! Yeah. So I'll ask you about that later. But Joy, you had multiple viral moments already. Can you tell us what was going on inside your head during these times? So meron kami mga sample na ni ready. After landing on top 8, you finished your Miss Earth journey. You posted, "Maraming salamat Pilipinas." And then you reposted a meme that says, "Before 2025 ends, mabubuntis na si Joy." What is that all about, Jusa?
Well, it's always the duality of me, because during Miss Earth I do like funny contents online during like the mornings until the afternoons, and in the evenings before I sleep I always shoot my SDG. So that is the duality. So I'm funny in the morning, I'm very serious at the evening, but this time I don't know what's happening. I was just like, whenever I talk to my friends, I was just like, oh, I've always been like this, but it's just like, ngayon lang talaga nagva-viral. So,
okay. Hindi naman premonition yan.
I hope not.
Oh, that's so good. Pero di lang yan eh. It's not just what happens online. There's also this encounter with a fan where you took a sip out of a fan's drink. Okay, first off, bakit? Why? We're gonna roll that video here in just a bit. But then, of course, I understand there are moments and, you know, like, really?
Nakakatawa ka, girl! But super kilig. The owner of that drink was super kilig.
Alam mo, what's that? Was that boba or was that
Parang
It was a mango shake.
mango shake?
Okay.
It tasted very good.
Okay, good.
That I have to say. But that encounter was so organic. Sabi nga nila, there is a term online. There is what we call like organic encounter. And
Yeah.
I think that is one of that few moments I've had in my life wherein I had an organic encounter. Well, it's just a fun moment because we're doing a school tour. It was during Miss Earth intelligence round. After the intelligence round, we did a school tour in San Felipe Neri. So that is a school in Pasig, and then the kids were like just shouting, and of course I'm wearing the Philippine sash, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah.
got like the support of the kids because I'm wearing the Philippine sash, and they were like ate, ate, and someone gave me her drink, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna drink this. I'm thirsty,
Well,
and then I had a drink.
Kung ako naman yun, papainumin din kita sa drink ko. Girl. Okay, another viral moment. This one time, you grabbed a bite from a security guard having her tuyo and rice lunch. Let's see the video. Oh my goodness. Ang hilig mo makikain.
True. Oh my goodness.
Ito eating on the job eh.
Oy, ang sarap niya na.
Oh my
This is
God.
also a fun encounter. I was so happy because, again, I'm from the Philippines, so people are taking pride whenever they see their representative and they're able to see the other girls as well. They're like, oh, Philippines, Philippines. So, sila ate invited me to join them for lunch. You know the Filipino culture, whenever
Yeah,
you
kakain.
you
Yeah.
always invite them na kain. So I was like, okay,
Sometimes they don't mean it though.
Yes. I took it literally. I'm so
Okay.
sorry. But I feel like it was such a nice moment to have with them because one of the comments there, one of the guards commented na, oh, kumain talaga siya and oh, wala siyang arte. So I feel like it's a new moment for them. It's a new thing for them to have someone like a beauty queen join them for food, eat with bare hands, and also enjoy the food that they're eating. Kasi sabi nila, tuyo lang po to. No, I'm eating tuyo. Mahilig ako sa tuyo.
Uy, masarap ang tuyo ah.
So, with daing and suka, so masarap talaga.
No, there's so many things I love about it. One, nagulat sila na nakikain ka. And two, you actually used your bare hands.
Yeah.
Very Pinoy, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
And pero I think our takeaway here, Anne, is that, ladies and gentlemen, kung gutom po kayo at may pagkain po kayo at malapit si Joy, tago niyo yung pagkain niyo baka makakain siya.
Or wag niyo siyang aayain. Don't say, oh, kain tayo,
She
kain.
will say yes.
Yes.
Hindi ako marunong humindi.
Now, of course, you come in with so much energy, with so much joy, no pun intended, so much light. And people are saying that, you help reinvigorate yung franchise ng Miss Earth simply because of who you were and how you are. You talk about being unapologetic. Just how important is that people don't try to be someone that they're not, especially when they are on public platforms?
It's really essential because nowadays we live in a world of social media. We're being governed by people who, I don't know, who handle social media with so much like pride. Some of them really take pride when it comes to supporting contents online. A lot of people feel like they have the liberty to comment anything as so long as you are set. I mean, your posts are set on public. So I was like, okay, the challenge really here is how can I like really showcase? How can I like prove to everybody that I'm being genuine, I'm being authentic by being me? Because I know that I'm unconventional when it comes to being like the standards of beauty queen. Comparing to like the standards that we have for beauty queens, we usually put them on a pedestal. I'm completely not like that. I'm very, very jolly. I'm very people person. I don't like pleasing anybody, but well, thankfully, people are like, I'm happy about me. They like what I do. They like what I say. And I feel like it's really important to be yourself in these times. Because sometimes whenever we portray ourselves on social media, we try to look as much as possible the best that we can. We try to show people our best life, our best work, the things that we do best online. But I feel like it's really important to show them who we really are as a person, because if you are trying to be someone you're not on social media, you're also going to be like that in your real life. And at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to recognize yourself anymore. So I think it's really a privilege for me to be able to recognize as someone that is authentic, and that is really me, that is really Joy.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I don't think celebrities, I don't think beauty queens have that same privilege that was given to me by the people. So I'm taking advantage of it. So aside from being like funny online, I also take advantage when it comes to speaking on social issues, political issues. I'm very vocal on the things that I really believe in. I stand firm on the things that I believe in, and I always take advantage of the time and opportunity to always advocate for the things that I'm advocating for years now.
And I feel that your fans really can see your authenticity. Unapologetically you nga ang sabi mo. And true, you know, when I followed you on TikTok, I saw your posts and makikita mo yung hindi ka nakaayos. And then tawang-tawa ako dun sa nagluluto ka ng crispy pata. Hawak mo yung pata no. Hawak mo yung pata and you were singing this Aladdin song, diba? So that you're just naturally funny, and I guess that is what the fans see, and that's why they love you. And kaya nga our social media sites now are flooded with people saying hi to you, calling you Jusa, and that is a term that you use a lot. So what makes a Josa for you, Joy?
Well, someone who is very beautiful, but I feel like beauty really should transcend more than like the physical. It should be also inner beauty. I always aspire to be somebody that would be emulated by children. I'm just so happy. You know what? I'd like to share this with everyone. Most of my fans, whenever I end my live, I see the analytics, and most of my fans, most of the viewers are women and also children, youth sector. So I'm just so happy that I'm able to inspire people like them, because that has always been the goal. And times like this, or in our beliefs, our trust in the country is being tested, it's nice to be like the beacon of hope for the youth. It's nice to be like the hope, the silver lining of the youth in these trying times, because a lot of things has been happening around our country. A lot of bad things are happening. A lot of the things are really testing our patience, our life, our trust. And I don't know. I'm just so happy that I'm serving happiness in these times, because it's rare
Yeah.
to be able to be an inspiration now, because everybody is trying their hardest to live a life that is modest, live a life that is genuine, live a life that is authentic. So I'm just so happy that I'm able to live my life like that and be able to inspire others to live life like that as well. A lot of people are actually messaging me saying, Ate, I passed an exam. Ate, I'm an honor student. Ate, I've passed the board exam. So, you know, I've been the ate. I never knew that I'm going to be like the ate they never knew they're gonna need in their lives. So,
Wow, that's great. Siguro if I knew you earlier, siguro nag-honor student din ako.
Akala ko tatawagin mo rin siyang ate.
Hindi. No, if ever, kung estudyante pa ako, diba, why not? But of course, Joy, when we look at the fact, you mentioned it a while ago, we're going through trying times, but then you've never really shied away from, one, the responsibility of using your platform, kaya nga Miss Airtime, diba? Yeah, you're not shy of really speaking out, especially for those in the Philippines who are affected. You gave them a platform that was Miss Earth. How important is it that you're not quiet, that you're actually able to speak out? We know that you've worked in a few government positions as well, so you know that sometimes you got to make change happen from where you are at.
that's true. I've always believed in the saying that the right thing and the easy thing are never the same. And right now, I'm actually going through the hard path. But if it means being able to also encourage other people to speak up in times like this, then I feel like it's a worthy hard part for me. Because if you are not gonna speak up, even if you have the platform, even if you have already the influence to be able to encourage, to inspire, and to also rally for change, then I don't think you should be given that kind of platform. So as for me, it is your responsibility, it is your civic duty to be able to speak up for people who can speak for themselves. It is your responsibility as a citizen to always call out the government, anyone, for accountability, so long as you know that it's for the betterment of your country. Because then again, the future is us, the future is the youth. If we're not going to be able to use our voices now, we're always going to be silenced by people in power.
Boboto ka namin, Joy. Hindi ba nag-joke ka na gano'n? Kung sino di bumoto sa'yo, hindi ba kakapera sa Pasko? Boboto ka namin. But you know, your fans, they want to see you on Miss Universe next year. Do you have any plans?
Well, I've been telling them, sasalihan ko lang, I mini miss you. No, because I've also got bashed for my height. They said that I didn't win because I'm small, but I've been telling them, but Filipinos are genetically small, stout in nature. So I'm just I'm representing the Filipino very well. I'm not very tall. I'm very funny. I have Pinoy humor. So whenever the people tell me to join Miss Universe, I'm not shying away from the idea. I'm not closing any doors or opportunities. But for now, I'm just so happy with the clout that I've gotten. I'm so happy with the finish that I got from Miss Earth. And I'm very much contented with that. Sometimes you don't need any crowns to be able to inspire and to be able to make a change in the society. Sometimes it just takes you.
You know, Joy, you have really used your airtime well here today. I just want to say that it was such a pleasure to be able to talk to you. Hopefully, we can talk to you again very soon. Hopefully, live in studio.
Join us live. Join us here.
And we really hope that you do get better soon. I know you're still a bit under the weather. The adrenaline has gone away from yung Miss Earth journey mo. And I know that you're trying to recover. But we do end our show, or we do end our interviews rather, in a very special way. Anne normally does it. So Anne, take it away.
Yes, Joy, our show is called Beautiful Day. So what makes your day beautiful?
Of course, the thing that makes my day beautiful is the beautiful people of the Philippines. So thank you very much for having me here this morning. I love talking to people. I love sharing my thoughts and ideas. I love using my airtime. So maraming salamat Bilyonaryo News Channel. And beautiful day for having me here this morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Miss Earth Philippines 2025, Joy Barcoma. Do follow her on all her socials, see what's up next, and of course, keep your food away from her because she will eat it if you bring it close. Maraming salamat, Joy. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much. Maraming salamat. Beautiful day, everyone.
Now, Love Hacks with Dating Coach V is up next as she answers love questions from the netizens. So don't go away. Beautiful day. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Beautiful Day. We pulled together lovesick questions from the netizens, and today, Dating Coach V answers them on Love Hacks.
Love hacks, we got you. No need to be sad. Love hacks, we got you.
Beautiful day, Coach V. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, beautiful day, Ann and Pao.
All right, so we come into this Love Hack segment on the heels of a hot love topic.
Yes.
Of course.
So we're
that
doing
is
our Q&A edition of the segment again, and we have our magic bowl over here where the questions are printed out, and we pick them one. No, Coach V picks them one by one, and we
Yes.
start with your question, Pao. Let's see.
And these are questions coming from real people about
yes,
their
yes.
love problems.
This is
Yes.
from Vian. Why do I feel responsible for fixing things even when I'm the one who's hurt?
Ooh. Well, my love, the reason why you feel like you have to fix it is because you likely is a people pleaser. And we pick that up from our childhood, wherein if we don't please, we don't get rewarded. And so now that we are in a relationship, we still feel that even if it's not our fault, we feel like we have to overperform to get rewarded. So key here is self-awareness, so that we don't repeat the familiarity of childhood in our relationship. Because my love, you cannot overfunction in a relationship, because if you do, nako, you will end up very lonely as a woman because people can use you.
Plus, you can't just fix na one-sided lang. It has to be like a two-way street, right?
Very good point.
From Spicy Chicken, does LDR work? I'm a nurse in Mindanao and he's a seaman.
I don't want to start by the stigma that people say about seaman, because by the end of the day, it boils down to an individual personality. But my love, let me tell you, LDR is really tough. I've been there myself. And so if you don't have an exact date when to reconnect again, then you don't have something to look forward to. And when the brain doesn't have something to look forward to, we nagliliwaliw. Tumitingin sa iba, nagpa-fantasize, and eventually, when we get bored, we look forward to the future with another person.
Tama yan, tama yan.
Pero it can work. LDR can work.
Absolutely.
Diba? It just takes a lot of work.
Yes, and that includes having, again, I'm very particular about this, science back this up, you have to have a specific time when to see each other again. Hindi pwedeng next month na, pag may pera na, pag may needs to be a fixed date.
Dapat may schedule, kumbaga.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. As
Kasi-
someone who's also done an LDR,
Oh, di ba?
it's not that great.
Pao, kasi di ba may tinatawag na pre-trip happiness, wherein may nilulok
Pre-trip
forward.
happiness?
Yeah. You're
Okay.
excited. You're
Yeah.
excited
You look
to actually
forward
meet
to it.
them. Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. So here, I referenced this a while ago that off the heels of a hot love topic, according to Princess Penelope, comments on Ellen and Derek Ramsey split in latest tea.
Uy, we were talking about that earlier.
The audacity.
I knew that they were about to break up. You wanna know why?
Why? Woo!
They,
Hot tea.
they had this video in the past wherein Ellen surprised Derek. He was sleeping and then ginulat. Anong typical reaction ng gulat? Diba? Yung iba, syempre nagagalit kasi bagong gising. But one thing that I remember from that video is, I think, either unintentionally or intentionally, namura niya si Ellen dun sa video na yon. And so, when I saw that, I was like, oh, nagulat ako kasi unang-una, if a husband cursing the wife, for me, this is a personal take, it is a red flag.
Yeah.
Second is, imagine cursing the woman who gave birth to your child. That gives me a lot of cringe.
Was it
I get
like
that. I get
I
that.
wasn't able to see that video,
Yes.
but was it a mura that was
Because nagulat siya.
addressed to no yung talagang nakadirect sa kanya kay Ellen, or was it like, 'di ba minsan pag nagugulat ka napapamura ka eh?
Yes.
Was it like that, or
So-
was it addressed talaga
Yes.
like ka?
You know,
in
that's
Tagalog,
a
like
very good
you.
point.
Oo.
But for me, when I saw that video, I felt like, oh, it was a mura directed to the woman.
Okay,
That's why
So,
it
iba
felt.
yun.
Yes, that's why it felt off. So there are, in relationships, before couples do break up, celebrity man or hindi, there are tiny indicators that will lead to and show you their level of respect and love to each other.
Yeah.
It just in my head, if I look at the woman as my dream girl, never in my imagination that a man will curse the woman
Yeah.
who is her dream girl.
One of the alleged
History.
triggers of this whole tea, by the way, between the two, is nung nag-post si Derek ng story that said, marriage has 6 stages but most couples give up at stage 3. I mean, tama ba yan? I mean, like, the 6 stages and the stage 3?
I agree to that. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So coming from a married person, I agree also. But, the woman or the man will only be willing to go through those stages if the man and woman is worth it. But, if siningitan mo ng third party yan, kahit stage 1 pa lang yan, mag-give up na ako.
Yeah. And it always has to be, like what I said kanina, a two-way street. If you want to go through all these stages, you have to do it together.
Yes.
Hindi pwedeng isa lang yung humihigit dun sa other one.
So, as long as
there.
walang infidelity, it's easy to fight for your partner. But then when there's another person, it makes you feel insecure about yourself, even if kahit gaano ka pa kaganda.
That's true.
Coach B, ako, yung curiosity ko is yung timing rin. Because this was an event that happened 2021 allegedly, no, nagsimula nga si Ellen at si Derek. When we talk about, siguro, reopening old wounds, or maybe this is a new wound for Ellen, I don't know, to be honest. Just why... Is it a factor that we should also consider, or na she actually brought it out now, so many years after the fact?
Absolutely, because I think one of the things that she was painful about was that the timestamp of the cheating messages that she found out is they were new in a relationship, and so she said, if we are on a honeymoon period and a man is able to do this already, how much more if the relationship goes stagnant and boring, which all relationships go through. And that makes sense because based on science, my love, if you want to know if a person, what happens to the brain when a person is in love, is we get hyper-focused on a single person.
Yes,
this is
that's
for
true.
monogamous relationship. And so if it's very new and you already have a lot of people in your head, not only the one that you're supposed to be hyper-focused, probably, maybe it wasn't in love. Maybe it was a relationship out of whatever pressure, could be business or whatever. We don't know that.
If I'm not mistaken, Coach, Ellen found out about this 3 weeks ago. So, and coming out with the stories, I think just yesterday, diba? So, yan yung timeline that we're working with here.
Yes.
So ang question in our heads now is paano kaya niya nalaman, 'di ba? Sino nagpadala sa kanya and why now?
May
Meron
nagsumbong
daw
daw.
nagsumbong.
Interesting because the screenshots looked like it was coming from the third.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call her third
the other
party because
girl.
it's not confirmed. It looks like a screenshot coming from another woman. So baka may nag-donate ng information. We will
Meron
see.
nga daw nagsumbong according to our EP. So ayan.
Yes.
So if Ellen is watching or Derek
Yeah.
and you want to guest on the show and tell us the story, let us know.
Yes.
Come on, you're always welcome to guest here.
And just to be balanced, of course, usually when there's an alleged cheating, the man receives a lot of heat in this one.
Yes.
That's why it's important for men also to speak up to see if they were triggered. Or malay mo, baka yung girl naman yung nauna. So let's have a conversation about
So,
it.
being quiet is not necessarily the best move.
So being quiet is good initially, but then you have to let the truth out by saying, you know what, usually man ang nasisisi pag cheating, but then if you really didn't do anything, you know, you have to speak up, or else people will just listen to the loudest voice.
That's true. It's not really the truth that matters, but the perception of the truth, which also applies to politics. Bago natin pag-usapan niya, marami akong sasabihin dyan. Next question.
No, I'm so quiet.
VN4K, what does consistency actually look like in a man? What does consistency look like?
Yes. So consistency is not just consistent actions, but it is the words and the actions meeting, no? Kasi posibleng consistent siya sa effort niya, pero consistent siya sa effort sa lahat ng nililigawan niya. But, you know, there has to be, when a man really loves you, tatlo yan eh, 3 Ps. They protect, they provide, and they profess. Yun yung profess, yung may sinasabi sa'yo na may plano siya. After niyang sabihin sa'yo, pinapantayan niya ng actions. So that's what you call consistency.
All right, so
Okay.
here we have one from Zach. What early signs differentiate a high-quality woman from one who will bring chaos?
Oh, Zachary, that looks like a question from a
Women in
foreign.
general bring chaos.
Yes, it is.
Depends.
It can be a good chaos. Depends on how you see the chaos we bring, right?
That's true. But usually we look at indicators, no? Emotional stability. So you look at relationships with friends and family because human beings tend to be consistent. If they're problematic for example, in school before, there are also indicators that they're also problematic members of the other groups. So number one is look at something. Have they built something for themselves? Either siguro name in the passion or name into business or name in sports, you know? Because if you're not building, what are you doing? You're wasting a lot of time. And so a woman usually who is good quality has their eyes above their self. So merong binibuild yan or may ginagawa
yeah.
towards the society.
Okay, last question for today comes from Bea Rax. How can my AFAM and I maintain trust and communication if the relationship starts LDR o LDR ulit?
Nako.
Okay.
Ba't hindi siya seaman ata eh?
AFAM daw.
AFAM,
daw.
oo.
There.
AFAM naman kasi, AFAM or seaman, it has a lot to do with trust. And how do you build trust with people? It is when the words matches the action. And so, when you say you're gonna show up at 9 p.m. on a video call, you do need to show up. When you say, oh, I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. to, do and send you something, you need to set your alarm and show up at 5 p.m. because that's how you establish trust. When there's a mismatch between words naman and actions, that's when you start to question the relationship.
Yeah.
So if you want a trustworthy relationship, just always match what you say with what you do.
Yeah, Coach,
Okay.
a quick aside there. Kasi normally kapag sinasabi nila, oh, LDR, like, does the person need to siguro mark themselves sa social media? Uy, taken ako, may picture si girl or picture si guy na nasa profile
Para to
picture,
establish
mag-post. Oo,
na
diba,
LDR sila.
i-plant mo yung bandera, uy, taken ako.
oo.
Oo. Like, do you have to do that kapag ka-LDR ka?
So one thing that you will feel when you're on an LDR is there's a lot of insecurity that goes around it. So it's not necessarily, but I think it helps that you are telling the world that this is my lover. And that's part of tatlo na binanggit ko. Protect, provide, and profess. You tell the world, this is my girl, and I am my girl's man.
Kala ko prevent yung isa eh.
Prevent?
Oo, hindi
Beep,
naman.
beep, beep.
Oo, but of course,
Ayun eh.
iba yata
But
yun
thank
eh.
you so much for
Yes.
joining us for today's Love Hacks. Dating Coach V, if you're in need of love hacks, just DM Coach V at Dating Coach V on Instagram or message our text line.
Yes, sir. And of course, at the moment, there it is. Coach V, you can
Yes.
mention yung number mo?
Ayan, our text line is 0927-975-1235. Send us a message, give us a call, or apply in the studio.
Yes, that's right. Get real-time advice via
Kailangan
call
apply.
or join us
Apply
in
ka.
person. Actually, open yan to every member of BNC na staff.
Oo,
Reporters
that's
are
true.
also allowed,
Anchors,
Yung mga
yeah.
reporters natin, mga writers, of course.
Yung brave.
mga
brave
floor
enough.
director. Mga floor director po natin, of course.
And syempre, even celebrities who would like to share their side of stories, we do
Yes.
welcome you. Please share your story.
Ellen, Derek.
Lahat na.
Lahat
Oo.
na.
Yung
Maglabas
girl
kayo ng
dun
baho
sa-
dito.
Yung girl sa text message. Yan.
All right, so we
Ay,
gotta
I love
move
that,
on here
diba?
because we also have how many days left? 37 beautiful days till Christmas. As we wrap things up here, we're getting closer and closer to the big day. And that is a wrap on our show this Tuesday, November 18. Thank you so much for joining us. Ako po si Paolo de Rosario. Remember, keep it cool and take it easy.
And I'm Ann Asis-Carilo. Have a great day ahead and always remember to choose joy and spread love and kindness wherever this day takes you. See you again tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on
Beautiful Day!